To mochas, Nola bells and bows. Where the love runs deep, the fam stays strong, and the bells, they always ring for us. We the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, real ones only, we don't mess around. All love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respecting the space. It's family, mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. Just show a real and you already home. Pull up to the bells and bows like a Sunday seed. Got peace in the room and a vibe on beat. No drama, no mess, just minds that meet. Introduce yourself in the chat and the mods gon' greet. Real talk, we got brothers and sisters here. Ain't no fake love, every heart sincere. We've been through storms, but the skies stay clear. Loyalty live, that's the chant you hear. Woo! No chaos in the comment section, just bells with a bond and a bold connection. Safe space, strong face, deep reflection. Mocha, don't fold, that's pure protection. If you ever felt unheard, misunderstood, pull up in the chat, we treat you good. Ain't gotta be loud, just gotta be true. Mocha got the light and we shine with you. Not a panel of pain, it's a platform of pride. Everybody got space and we don't divide. You loyal, you love, that's how we ride. Got a bell and a bow in the name, but a tribe world. From the mods to the lurkers and folks on rewatch. Every tap, every like, we feel it alive. Mocha ain't just a name, it's a vibe you caught. No la bell, no la boast, that's a family, not a thought. Bring it loud, we the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, we do. Real ones only, we don't mess around. Real talk, love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respecting the space. It's family, Mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. To show a real and you already home. Mocha said that to every bell in the space. Whether you typing, watching, or just vibing, you are this family. And over here, we don't fold, we ring. Ooh, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday, guys. Happy Thursday. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is doing well. Guys, as always, it's a pleasure to open up the live stream and see each and every one of you here. Moderators, I see y'all on deck. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. Marty, I see you, baby. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, and thank you for that super sticker, my love. Wendy, I see you, boo. Tony, I see you. Welcome, guys. Happy Thursday. Melissa, Mary Kay. Rashina, I see you, top. Hey, girl. Hope all is well. Shell, baby, I see you, my love. Trina, Simone, Miss Gemini. Kimberly, I see you, my girl. Essie, Tracy, Ellen, hey, baby. Hope all is well. Cornell, welcome, boo. Welcome. We're not here for a long time, y'all, but we do make the best of the times that we have here. Y'all see why we here. Shush. Y'all see why we here. Cleveland, Ohio. My Lord. Cleveland, Ohio. Nola Bells, bows, cousins, and friends. Whoo, child. Listen to this. Imagine. Just imagine. You minding your own business, walking your dog. Imagine that. Just a regular walk through the neighborhood. Grounds had recently been covered with snow. Going through a quiet field. I mean, it's just normal. Nothing unusual. Then all of a sudden your dog start acting strange. Your dog start acting strange, sniffing and barking and doing the most. Sniffing the ground, digging, pulling toward fence lines and whatnot. Rashina, thank you, sister. Just because you're the truth, that is not up for debate. Thank you, my love. Dog doing all of that, pulling you toward a fence line like it done found something. Now, y'all, this man is walking his dog and he walks over to see what that dog is digging at. He noticed something sticking out of the ground. Levesque, I see you, my love. Welcome. A suitcase. Hey, Mariah, welcome, baby. Now, y'all, a suitcase buried in the ground, that already ain't right. But then this man, curiosity, got the best of him, as it would have gotten the best of me, you, and everybody else. Because when you see a suitcase, I don't know about y'all, but when you see a suitcase positioned somewhere where it has no business being, y'all know how we operate. Y'all know how we think. We would have never had our first mindset to be on a body in that suitcase. PJ, welcome to the chat, my love. We would have never imagined bodies being in that suitcase. What we would have imagined. We would have imagined somebody that robbed the bank and stashed the money there for them to come back and get it. That at least that would have been my thought. I don't know about y'all. But curiosity got the best of him, y'all. He opened up that suitcase and could have passed out. I'm sure he could have. I'm sure he could have. First thing he saw was a head. He immediately called 911. Me personally, I'd have been dialing 911 backwards because that would have shook the life out of me. Inside that suitcase was the body of a child. That alone is disturbing by itself. But then once police arrives on the scene, we painting this picture. Got in that field and started searching the area. Whoosh. They discovered something even worse. Not only was there one, Lady Libra, I see you, my love. Not only was there one suitcase, but there were two. Open up the second suitcase, wasn't a suitcase of money. Another body. Another body. Two young girls buried in suitcases in a field in Cleveland, Ohio. And when that story first broke, I said, this can't be real. This can't be real. And here you have investigators trying to figure out who those girls were and what happened to them. But baby, that case soon took a major turn. These babies did not stay a mystery for very long, because now they've arrested and charged 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson, the mother of those two girls found buried in those suitcases. So tonight on this porch, We're going to talk about what they say happened and how this, Jesus, Spicy, thank you so very much, my love, for supporting the channel. Patrice, welcome to the channel, my love, and thank you for subscribing and becoming a part of the Nola Bell family. Nola Bells and Bows. Let's welcome one of our newest members to the chat, Miss Patrice Wilborn. Welcome, my love. And we're going to get into this. We're gonna get into this. But y'all know before I do what I do, and y'all know I'm gonna get to these comments. Oh, yes, I will. But before we get too deep into this conversation tonight, let me greet you all the right way. Moderators, you know I love you all. I appreciate the way you hold it down here on the porch. Nola Bells and Bows, cousins and friends. Those of you that are hanging in the bushes and wanting to become a member, come on, baby, join it. Join us. Because, honey, we're family over here. Replay game. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Every single one of y'all. And I also want to take a moment to thank those who support the channel. Through Cash App, Super Chats, Super Stickers, that never goes unnoticed. That helps me do what I do when I attempt to come out here each and every day. Your support keeps this porch going, and Lord knows I truly appreciate it. Now, for those of you that just came into the room, go ahead on and make sure you hit that like button for your girl. Share out the live stream. Pull up a chair. Let's sit on this porch and talk about some things. Look at my beautiful niece, Star. Auntie, thank you for all you do. Love you, niece. Mwah. Now, y'all know before I get any further into this conversation, I got to go ahead on and do things the right way. I'm going to throw this disclaimer out of there. This live stream, everything we talk about here tonight is based on publicly reported information. And as always on this porch, we sit here and we follow the guidelines under Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for what is called fair use. That means our commentary, your commentary, my commentary, our discussions, they're permitted when information is being shared for awareness and public discussion. And that is exactly what we do here on this porch. We talk, we ask questions, and we bring attention to the stories that deserve to be talked about. So with that being said, y'all, let's get into this conversation. Want to wake this porch up right quick. If this story has been bothering you since it broke, and if you're ready for tonight's conversation, drop some eyes in the chat, because we want this conversation, but we also want justice for these babies. So we're looking to see eyes and justice scales up in here, up in here. And we're going to get into it as we should. I saw a comment earlier, and I think I passed it up, but I'm coming to get it. My girl, Crystal. Hey, boo. Crystal said, this was two streets. I see the eyes. I see the justice scale. Trina Ellis, I see you, boo. I see the eyes. I see the justice scales. I see y'all. We're in here tonight for a conversation. I see y'all. The porch is definitely awake tonight, and I love it. Crystal says, this was two streets up from me. This is very messed up situation. So sad. And CPS failed the father. Also the police. They need to be held accountable for these babies. Crystal, it's a shame. It's a shame how the police and CPS is always the focal point. April Webster, look at my beautiful sister. Thank you for supporting the channel. Showing my support, kicking it with my husband tonight. See you all next time. Enjoy your evening with your husband, boo. Enjoy your evening, sis. Love you. And thank you for all that you do. It's a shame. These two little girls did not stand a chance. But we're going to get into it. I saw the father did an interview. This man says he had been fighting CPS for over 5 years for custody of his daughter. He is the father of one of the girls. He is. But he said he was in that household and he described their energy. He described those little girls and he said they were inseparable. But we're going to talk about it. Steffi Jean, I see you, boo. She said, my heart cannot take all these killings. Steffi Jean, I'm with you. It's a shame. The devil is truly busy. And you know, we go back and we say things that, you know, when they took prayer out of school. It ain't just prayer that's missing, y'all. It ain't just prayer that's missing out of the school. It's lack of parenting skills. Because in my mind, there's no way a mama should be in possession of a child, no matter what their age is, if her mental ain't straight. Something happened. And right now, we don't know what happened, but we do know that something happened. So let's get into it. Y'all saw the title and y'all saw the thumbnail. 2 girls found buried in suitcases in Cleveland, Ohio. Suspect in custody. And it's a shame that the suspect has to be their mom. And the fact that nobody ever reported these children missing is another red flag. This mother was only 28 years old. 28 years old. Half of your life is ruined. It's over with. It's done. Cleveland Police Department says after 6 p.m. they were called to a field in the South Collinwood neighborhood near East 163rd and Midland Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio. That man had been walking his dog. This man said he had not walked that particular path in a while because the snow was so heavy and had been covering that field for a while. He went on to say while he was walking his dog, the dog ran towards the fence line and began picking up a scent. As any dog owner would do. He walked over to see what the dog had found. And he said he didn't think much of it. He saw a partially buried suitcase. Curiosity got the best of him. He did what any one of us would have done. He opened it, but he didn't get the jackpot that he thought he was going to get. Curiosity did tell him it could have been a few dollars in there. Something of value in there. That's what his curiosity told him, because he's human. That's what our curiosity would have told us. But then when he opened it, he saw a human head. He saw a human head. And then when the homicide detectives finally gets on the scene, they confirmed it was definitely a human head. Dr. J.D., mwah, I see you, boo. Then they began searching the area. Not only was it that one suitcase, but then to their surprise, there goes suitcase number 2. Also partially buried in a shallow grave. The most gut-wrenching, saddest part in all of this is that both suitcases contain the remains of young girls. At the time, the authorities estimated the ages of these girls. They said one of them may have been between the age of 8.5 and 13, while the other was believed to be between 10 and 14. 2 little black girls, 2 little brown girls. Now, y'all, whew, this is heartbreaking, because now I want to know what kind of monster would do some shit like this. You don't have a heart, so we can't call her a mother, because that is out of the window. These 2 little girls, see, because now I have questions, lots of them. These children were school aged. And you mean to tell me nobody reported that these children weren't in school? These children has grandparents. And you mean to tell me nobody reported not seen them for a while? And I do believe it's been a very long time since anybody had laid their eyes on these children. And the reason I say it's been a long time since anyone had laid their eyes on these children, I listened to the father speak today. 5 years he had been fighting CPS for custody of his daughter. He said it's been 4 years since he's seen his daughter. He even lawyered up to get custody. CPS kept dropping the ball. And the mother was living like a bag lady. She kept moving from place to place to place. And in Mocha's opinion, I don't care how much she moved. I don't care how many times she moved. There's a family member somewhere. There's a neighbor somewhere that recognized she started this journey off with 3 children. And only ended up with 1. Somebody somewhere knows something. This is no different from any other case that we talk about because somebody has to know. If you all were that man walking that dog and discovered such a thing, what would be going through your mind? Let me know in the chat if you were to walk upon a discovery such as this. Because I'm going to tell you, Mocha couldn't handle it. Mocha couldn't handle it. Nightmares for days, Crystal. Sheena said I would be in somebody's psychiatric hospital. That's a lot. Passed out or vomited. Absolutely, Portia. Just look at that mother. Absolutely, Rock. The men make me sick because they don't give a damn who they lay up with. Just look at that mother. Something is terribly wrong. And as I sit here and look at her, she got one of her eyes cocked like a pistol. Something is wrong. I'm not going to go the rest of my life blaming nothing on mental health. Because mental health is a cop-out. Mental health is an excuse that allows them to keep doing the things that they do. So mental health is out of the window for me. Because if these family members knew that these people, and I'm not labeling her because I don't know her situation, but we've done so many cases and mental health always comes into play. And I'm sick of these family members labeling them with mental health issues after the fact. Something caused this woman to lose it. And the thing is, I can't even say, because y'all know I was inclined to say that she did these to these children because their daddy didn't want to be with her. I was inclined to go that direction. But I had to reel it all the way back and like, Mocha, stop this shit. Because it ain't about one child's father, because these two children had different daddies. This heifer is sick, and not in a good way. Dark, demonic way sick. Because how do you as a mother lay up here and have children and don't give two thoughts about removing them from the face of the earth? No, we're not doing that. We will not make excuses. Nobody can sit up here, not in this very moment. Me, you, another podcaster, nobody could sit up here and tell nobody why she did it. Only person know why she did it is her. It's her. And that's something she's going to live with until she dies. I don't know what type of penalties Ohio carry, but she needs to go away. She needs to go away. The little girl, 8-year-old and 10-year-old, Mila was the little girl's name that the father spoke up about. That's the little girl he tried getting custody from, and he went through hell with CPS. And the other little girl, her name was Amor. I don't understand these women. Hey, Sharon, I see you, my love. This is a lot. Shell Baby, my girl, she said the school didn't call and report these children missing. Shell Baby, something is wrong with that. Because the same way the school did not report these two girls missing, it's the same way Naziah wasn't reported missing. So what's really the problem? What's really the problem? Or does it all go back to CPS? Because if the school is reporting that these children are not in school, that's when CPS steps in. And they've been failing. They've been failing these children. Carla Henry said the mom had another child living with her. Yes, and that's what I don't understand. How is it? I got commentary to give, but I'm gonna walk it out with y'all because y'all got comments and questions that we all gonna talk about. Whomever or whatever alerted the authorities to that mother, I applaud them. I applaud them. But the most disturbing thing of it all, you done got rid of two and threw them in suitcases and threw them in an empty field, and we're going to get to that in a second. Threw them away like garbage, as one neighbor described it. And went on about your life like they were never in your existence. And you went on to raise another child. Because we none have a clue. We none know how long those babies had been in that field. And I'm not about to sit here speculate, because we none know that. Just the mere fact that they were there is enough for her to be talked about. But you're raising another one. And that's the crazy part. Tony said, this is so horrible. The neighbors have been asking Aliyah, where's her daughters? And they can hear them crying, and she would turn up the music. Tony, I have a problem with that. You know, I mentioned that earlier when I did the midday live. It's funny. It's funny how neighbors always have something to say after the fact. After the fact. And it is my honest opinion. If a neighbor, thank you, Sister Rock, for supporting the channel, boo. If a neighbor knew something, felt something, saw something, suspected something, that neighbor should have said something. Don't wait until it's over. Don't wait until it gets ugly. Don't wait until we're in situations like this. Because then here comes the neighbors. And sometimes I wonder if they do this to be seen. Because right now, what you say, what you feel, what you think, or even what you assume don't even matter. Not to me. Because why did you not say these children were in danger? Even if you didn't believe they were in danger. Being Mocha, I would rather make a call that didn't make sense and just let them come back and say it was a fake call, a false alarm. I would rather it be that than to sit in the space after the fact. You know, we got to go back to what it used to be. Minding somebody else's business. We got to start minding somebody else's business. Because by not minding somebody else's business, that puts us in the positions that we are in each and every day when we open up these platforms. Even as a mother. If you are a mother, and as mothers, we all love our children. Even as a mother, it could be your own children. And if you see that your children are not being the best parents that they can be to your grandchildren, it's time for you as a mother to stand in the gap. We could love our children, but we have to love our grandchildren as well. I'd rather see your grown ass being hurt than these children hurt. See, sometimes they want to sit their ass there. I don't want to bring this on my family. I don't want to bring this in on, I don't want my family to have a certain look. Hold up. That's where the buck stops. Protecting an image is erasing these children. Protecting an image is erasing these children every day. And they're leaving this world younger and younger and younger. We can't blame everything on substance abuse. No. These people done lost sight of morals, selfishness. I was brought up in an era to where my mother and father worked hard for every little bit that we had. They made sacrifices. They had a house full of children. And of that house full of children, one was never treated better nor worse than the other. We lived, we laughed, we loved, we embraced. We never went without. And if we didn't do right, if we did not do right while being out of the eyesight of my parents, the neighbors, the neighborhood, should I say, had a right to step in, because now that was minding somebody else's business. The neighbor handled that. And then, hello? And then, after the neighbor handled it, we didn't understand it back then, but we appreciate it today. Sometimes the neighbor stretched the truth, and sometimes they didn't. We didn't understand. You done already chastised us. Why you got to go back and tell? So once they're told, we got chastised twice in one day. I could sit back now and say how much I appreciate that. Thank you, Sister Rod. Definitely takes a village. I could sit back now and say how much I appreciate that today. And that has been long lost. And that's the problem with the world today. We're seeing things in this day and age, Lord in heaven knows, we would have never thought we would see in a million years. And it's unfolding in real time. Cornell wants to know, why did she unalive her children? Cornell, I have no clue, baby. No clue. My niece Star says this is absolutely sad. Lord, please protect the children of the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tanya says hurt people hurt other people in the worst way. And what's going on right now? What's going on right now? It affects people all across the globe. All across the globe, it affects people because we cannot understand. How can you do this to children? Innocent children that don't ask to be here. What defense did these babies have against this monster? She didn't want them. She could have dropped them off at the very neighbor that claimed they inquired. She didn't want them. She could have left them sitting in a park. Because at the age of 8 and 10, and who knows, they're 8 and 10 now, but who knows what their ages were when she put them in that suitcase. Because we none know how long they were there. They would have found their way had she left them in the park. This is a lot. And I pray to God she gets everything that's coming to her. Everything. Marty says something is more deeper than what's being revealed. And the third child was taken out who looked healthy. No age, or if it was a boy or a girl. Marty, that's what the reports did say. The report says it was another child that was living there. That child appeared to be very well taken care of. They said that child was healthy. So what was the difference? I don't understand it. I don't. This world is not the world that we used to know. Marty, we talked about that today. Marty says, what happened about not putting a man before your child? Because you can bet a man is involved somewhere. Marty, we spoke on that today. And for those of you that missed Lunch on the Porch with Mocha, catch that episode. Because I'm with Marty. I'm with Marty. And you know, it's sad because today these men don't know what they're laying up with. Just like these women don't know what they're laying up with. How can you lay up with a woman that long and don't know nothing about her? Because whomever the man was that was laying up with her up until this, he still didn't know her. He didn't know her. Because had he known her, he'd have known about the 2 children. He would have known about the 2 children. And that field, y'all, where the suitcases were found, listen to this. It was located in a neighborhood. Located in a neighborhood, they called it Cleveland, South Collinwood neighborhood. Hey, terrific welcome, boo. But here's what makes it so disturbing. Not only was those 2 suitcases buried in a shallow grave in that field area, but that location is very close in proximity to a public school there. That field is also near a playground where children in that neighborhood normally play. They just wasn't there that particular winter because of the ice, the snow. And y'all know what's really messed up? She didn't have to travel far with those suitcases. Because those 2 those babies were buried right across the street. from where this hoe lived. The neighbors, they said they were shocked when they learned what was discovered. I heard one neighbor say she had been living in that neighborhood for 26 years. She said in that area, she's never seen nothing like that in her life. That lady went on to say that, she said, just hearing that 2 children had been buried in suitcases so close to where people live. She said that made her not only uneasy, she said it makes her afraid now. And one thing that the detectives are still trying to determine. See, that's why I say, y'all, we have to be careful with these cases. I don't like throwing things out there. I don't like throwing things that's not factual out there. They don't know. Nobody knows how long those girls had been out there. But one thing the investigator did say, he can't put a date or a time on it, but he says those bodies had been out there for quite some time, looking at the condition of the remains when those suitcases were open. So just like we can't put a date, a time, a length of time on how long these babies had been out there, we got to stop suspecting why she did it. They've been in those suitcases for quite some time. Anytime you can uncover bodies and all you have is skeletal remains, that should tell you a story without even telling the story. Wanda, I see you, my love. You're gonna take your grown ass and bury your children in a field near a school, near a playground, across the street from your house. Do y'all understand what that means? That means kids. Kids pass through that area often. Families pass through that area often. She probably sit her ass on her porch every day looking at that area. That's sick. And somehow these babies were buried there for who knows how long. Man, that's the type of shit that sits heavy in your spirit. That's the type of shit that makes you upset because somebody did that. Somebody took those babies, put them inside of a luggage, and left them there like they were nothing, and then buried them in a place where people live, where children go to school, where families walk, play. And that's the part that really messed with me because, lady, you had the nerve to dump them like that and just walk away, and your life went on. That shit don't sit right with me, not one damn bit. And imagine the people who live there finding out something like that happened damn near in their backyard. That would shake any damn body. Whew. Kim Lera, I hear you, boo. Kim Lera said, this is just too much for me. I just can't. Kenyatta said, both those babies belong to the same woman. Absolutely, Top. It's a lot, boo. Crystal, that school didn't say a word. Hey, Cake Bitten Babe. Absolutely, this is horrible, my love. It's a crazy world. Essie want to know, Mocha, what would make a mother? What would make a mother do something like this to her own children? What could be so bad that she revert to this type of demonic behavior? Essie, we see it every day, Essie. They just have different means and different ways of doing what they do. These two babies were placed in a suitcase and a shallow grave was dug and they were put there. Nazaria just magically disappeared like a goddamn box of Lucky Charms. This flips my stomach. And that question, that's a burning question in my gut, niece. Where was her family? She had family members. Where were they? Nobody cared enough. Nobody was that concerned to say, hey, I haven't seen my nieces. I haven't seen my grandchildren. I haven't seen them. Where are they? How long can you keep giving a person a runaround for a reason or an excuse as to why these children are not present? How long do you keep sitting there accepting the runaround that you're being fed without acting on it? So they don't say much for that family either. Ohio. Don't say much for them. Because at some point, you had to have been concerned about your grandchildren. You had to have been concerned about your needs. Welfare checks ain't welfare checks no more. Because anytime a school notices a big gap with children not attending school, that's when truancy officers are pulled in. And that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So I have a problem with that. And it's alarming. It's an alarming number, whereas CPS and the schools are constantly in the headlines of failing these children. Absolutely, Marty. They should have been going knock on these doors. This shit is unreal. Unreal. So we're going to continue. And we know the weather played a major role with concealing those suitcases. Said those suitcases, the grounds where those suitcases were found was covered with heavy snow. And anybody passing by, it would have been hard for them to see that. Babies just laying there. It messes with you bad because you start thinking about all kind of shit. How cold it must have been out there. Start thinking about how quiet and eerie that field probably was, the feeling in that field. And nobody understood why they felt what they felt, not knowing that there were two bodies there. This bitch put these children out there like she just tried to erase them. That's the part that hurts more than anything. Because, bitch, you didn't just leave them, you buried them. You hid them and you tried to make sure nobody else would find them. And if that dog hadn't picked up that scent, who knows, y'all? Who knows how long those babies might have stayed out there? Weeks, months, even longer. And that's what makes this story hit different for me. Because sometimes cases like this don't get discovered because somebody came forward. They get discovered because somebody accidentally happened upon it. And in this case, it was the damn dog. That was a moment that wasn't supposed to happen. And that's what finally brought these babies to life. Because think about it, once that snow would have melted completely, that meant the suitcases would have no longer been submerged. They would have been sitting on top of that shallow grave. They would have. Because the earth shook. The weather makes the grounds move. So some of the dirt was unearthed. So that meant the suitcases would have eventually been sitting where it was visible. And all she would have done was walk her raggedy ass across the street and picked up the luggage like she was going to catch a bus. And it makes me feel excited that she got caught. Because I feel in my gut somewhere she thought she had got away with something. And now she got an answer for it. Now she has to answer for it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how they died. They're still being examined by the medical examiner. Detectives are still trying to determine how those suitcases got there, how long they've been there. And then she acted alone. Because we know we're looking at these suitcases, and this bitch took the time to physically put her children in a suitcase, zip it up, carry it, move it, walk into that field, and then take the time to bury them. Man, that's something, Jesus Christ, that's not something you do in 5 minutes. And that's damn sure not something that accidentally happens. That took effort. That took planning. And that's the part that pisses me off, because this bitch treated these children like they were nothing. Something to throw away and the nerve to bury it. And to do some shit like that, this bitch gotta have a cold heart. A cold damn heart. Because imagine somebody carrying 2 damn suitcases. Not one, but 2 of them bitches. And nobody's seen nothing. Nobody asking questions. Nobody saying, hey, what the hell you doing over there? Because suitcases don't just walk in the field by themselves. And now this story is out here for the whole damn world to see. This story is a lot. It's a lot. There was no missing person reports. None. At least not none that matched the girls. And that's where the detectives had all these questions. But then, that's when everything turned. That's when everything turned. Today, 28-year-old, that mama name was Aliyah Henderson. Thank you, sis. 28-year-old Aliyah Henderson. She was arrested and charged with the death of those 2 girls. She lived very close to where the bodies was found. How long did she think she would get away with that? When this story first broke, people were asking how 2 children could end up buried. And nobody knew. Now they know. These girls, Jesus. I'm going to grab some comments. This is a lot. This is a damn lot. You hear me? Top say I'm in the clouds. All right, boo. Spicy said someone had to have helped her because dead weight is heavy. Absolutely. Absolutely, Spicy. And I can't wait till it comes to the surface. Do you think she's in a position where she's willing to take a charge and not say who helped her? Hmm. Grandmas ain't what they used to be. And as we see, the schools ain't what they used to be either. Because somebody should have said something a long time ago. And I believe, I don't give a shit. There's no way someone had to see this girl do what she did. And I'm not going to believe she did this undetected. Someone saw her. Hmm. Kenyatta girl. That's the first thing I thought about too. Whoo, Lord, y'all, this is a lot. This is a lot. Tony says, why didn't the garbage truck men didn't recognize the suitcase if it was right across the street from the house? Well, the garbage, they don't pick garbage up in the park, in the field. The suitcases were partially buried. Levesque says, I'm not trying to be funny, Mocha, but we need a lot more Miss Kravitz. Well, you remember Miss Kravitz? She would see most, and Miss Kravitz would talk every damn body's business. Miss Kravitz will walk all in Darren and Samantha's house. Miss Kravitz will be all in the bushes getting stuck by rose thorns and everything. We need more Miss Kravitz. You're absolutely right. Somebody saw that lady. Somebody, not only somebody saw, but it is my belief somebody helped. Terrific says my school calls and asks, why aren't they here? Over here too. Over here too. Marty says a picture can tell 1,000 words, but sometimes you got to read between the lines, and those angels look a lot younger than when they were taken. I believe somebody saw her. If somebody didn't see her, somebody was there helping her. Spicy said, who knows? She probably walked her ass down and put some extra snow. Kenyatta said CPS love to sit on their ass and not get out to do footwork and knock on doors. Too lazy to do their job and save these kids. That's what I don't understand. Rock said, who would help her with such a thing? I think she acted alone. Look at her. That bitch got eyes like Pistol Pete. And they look demonic. Her pupils are too large. Wonder what was in her head. I wondered what was her thought process. Wanda says, I'm trying to swallow this pill. It's hard for me to swallow. Don't know what to say right now, Wanda. It's a lot, baby. It's a lot for me. It's a lot for me. I can't even, and it's like you want to go hard, but going hard hurts you. So we have to just talk about it. Charlotte Stewart said, I don't understand why the grandmother didn't notice anything. Because they showed a picture with the grandmother. The mother and the two girls was at the clinic. Charlotte Stewart, that part. The grandmother ain't shit either. Somebody should have said something. Hey, Rosemary, welcome, my love. Somebody should have said something. Because, Charlotte, I'm with you. Why did they not question? Where were these children? Why? Somebody knew that they hadn't seen these children in forever. Rock says, in a field with a suitcase, shit, they probably thought she was a homeless person. Rock, that's very possible. That's very possible. Marty says, look at Nazaya, too many cooks spoil the broth, but they want to throw one under the bus. Carla Henry said, I wonder the child that is still living, is she with her dad? Who knows? Who knows? The dads probably weren't even in the picture. Because if she ran from the other dads who were seeking custody, who knows if the father for the one that was living there, the healthy one, they say, the one that looked like it didn't have no issues, very well taken care of, very well fed. Who knows? Who knows? PJ say ain't nobody helped that. Ain't nobody helped that move them suitcases. This is a mess. Top said they need to start checking all abandoned luggage before destroying them, because how many others, oh God, at Top, that's a good point. How many others have been thrown away over the years that way? It's a lot to think about, the what ifs. How did it get there? What was their condition? What was their condition? Were they already deceased when she put them in a suitcase? Or was it like Rock said? I wonder if she put them in there alive and left them out there crying because she was getting complaints. You just never know. You just never know. This is a lot to carry, y'all. This is a lot to carry. Stories like this hit different. Two babies buried in a suitcase, found in a field, and the only reason anybody ever knew they were there is because of the thankful dog. Think about that. They could have still been there had it not been for the dog. And the only reason the truth started coming to light was because of that dog in a moment that wasn't supposed to happen. Two little girls lost their lives. PJ says, Mocha, I think she did it to hurt those dads because they didn't want that demonic ass. Dayana, I see you, boo. PJ girl. And that's a goddamn shame. If you're going to do that to your children because you ain't being accepted by a man, bitch, you should have threw yourself away. That's what you should have did. Leave them children there. Let them have life. If 3 men, because we know the 2 girls had 2 different daddies, and we know the one that's in that house had his own daddy. So you done went through 3 men, and none of them wanted you. Them men weren't the problem, you were. So you should have threw yourself away and left those children alone, because those children were not the problem. And it's a shame how society moves on and want to punish these fathers. Punishing these fathers for what? Every man is not a bad man. He wasn't a bad man when you decided to lay up with him. And that's the label I'm sick of. These women are raising these children alone because they're angry, because they're hateful. They don't like the fact that they made bad choices in life. They laid up with these men and decided to have babies, not knowing who the hell they were laying with. These men weren't looking for relationships, they were looking for good times. But does that mean that they would neglect their responsibility? No. I don't think they all would neglect their responsibility. But now you sitting up there because you're feeling a certain type of way because you didn't do what you were supposed to do as a woman and protect yourself. Instead, you laid there and had babies. And now you can't deal with the outcome. Because now you want this man to step up and be a father. You want him to be a full-time lover. You want him to be in the household with you while raising the baby. And that wasn't his agenda. So now you're mad. And instead of being mad at your damn self, or even being mad at the man, you weak-ass women in this world today are taking this out on these children. And we are losing children by the busloads because of y'all sensitive ass and y'all insecurity. Thank you, Charlotte Stewart, for supporting the channel, my love. This is insane. Carla Henry, I've not seen not one family member on the news. The only person that I ever seen come to the news was the father of one of the little girls. That's the only one. Spicy said, I'd like to know what was her behavior after doing that act. Spicy, me too. But Spicy couldn't have, Spicy, to me, it seemed like her behavior was one of the norm because she went on with her life. My beautiful D, hey, boo. Hey, boo. Tell Auntie hello. We miss y'all. Rock said, it's a shame they won't just give these kids to people who will love them or their dads. That's the selfishness in them, Rock. That's the selfishness in them. And heifer went on with her life. Carla Hendricks said, but them dads should have realized their girls was missing. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Carla Henry. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. The little girl, Mila, her father was on the news today. That man said him and his attorney for 5 years have been fighting CPS for custody of that little girl. He said for 4 years, he have not seen the little girl. And the reason he have not seen her in 4 years is because this nasty hoe just kept moving and moving and moving. So listen, every daddy, every man ain't a good man. Every man don't want to accept the responsibility of being a father. But one thing we cannot do as a society, we can't sit here and knock the man that's trying. We cannot. So she's the one that did this unlawful act. So because she did what she did, I'm not going to sit here, not Mocha. I'm not going to sit here and find every excuse in the world to make the daddies look bad. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. These beautiful children were in her damn care. And when a woman could sit there and take her anger out on her children because of what a man won't do or don't want, that's a sick bitch. Just keep moving and moving and moving and moving. But it's the courts. It's CPS. I understand where you're going with that, but it's the courts. It's CPS. He said he paid child support. But the courts couldn't give him visitation rights if he didn't know where he was going to visit. He didn't know. He found out that it was a possibility that it was his daughter through the news, through the social media. He said he and one of his best friends were watching it unfold on the news. He said they were talking about how sick and sad it was and what a low-life woman that must have been to do that, or whomever did it. He said they talked about it. He said, and then he gets on social media and he see where the pictures that have been circulating. He said, hold up, that's my child. He identified his daughter. He was the one went down there and did a DNA. He gave the investigators things that they knew nothing about. He is the one that sparked the arrest of this woman. It was him. It was him. He found everything out on social media, y'all. There's a vigil for these girls tomorrow. Thank you so very much for supporting the channel, Marty. Wanda said so she wanted attention from the father. I just watched a clip. No family member came out on the news. And they found another child in the house. Absolutely. And they said it was healthy. Spicy says she's just as bad as Annette and Shannon, going on with their life like Naziah meant nothing to them. Absolutely. Absolutely. PJ says they need to give her flowers. They need to give her flowers. Better yet, give her some rocks, if you know what I mean. She would never be able to drink another glass of water. PJ, I'm laughing because I see it. And I'm with you. I'm with you. Something has to be put in place as a punishment for those that hurts children. There has to be a punishment in place for those that hurts children. I'm with PJ all the way. Simone says, but if she's moving around, how would he be able to find his child, Simone? That's what I was thinking. She took it out on those children. Spicy says, I bet a man she was seeing is involved. I can't, Spicy, me either. I can't wait to get more details because I believe someone helped her carry those dead ladies' suitcases. Spicy, in my gut, I believe somebody else is involved. I believe there's, Spicy, it got to be more to this story. Gotta be. Gotta be. Kenyatta said, Mocha, if no other family member is not speaking out, so who's going to do the arrangement for these girls? That the community? Or maybe the other father may step up. Because the little girl, Mila, her father did mention the other girl's father. So let's pray to God he steps up to the plate too. There's more people involved in this. This is a lot. This is a lot. And my heart hurts, y'all. These stories are getting worse and worse and worse by the day. And I ain't staying in here all night because, baby, But before we leave, I want to ask the porch one final question. Stories like this, what do y'all think needs to change? What do y'all think needs to change so tragedies like this stop happening? Let's talk about it before we close out tonight. I say stop these hoes from reproducing. That's what I say. Everybody don't deserve children. Everybody don't deserve to be called a mother. These children suffered. You know, it hurts my heart to just sit up here and even try to envision a picture what these babies probably went through before they even got in that suitcase. That's the messed up part. What could they have endured prior to getting in that suitcase? I see y'all. The system needs to change. PJ says the whole system. Simone says the system. Spicy said there are more kids than we know that are living in hell holes, just like Nazaria was. As it said, CPS needs to change. Shell Baby said, I think truant officers should be sent to the house when the children are not in school like it used to be back in the day. All those answers are valid answers. Every last one of them. And until the system change, y'all, Until the system change, we're going to be out here every week. Absolutely, Rock. Inject him. Look at D. D says so much need changing. I don't know where to begin. Until the system changes, we're going to be out here every week, every week, every week, telling these same stories. With our heart bleeding and tears running down our face. Restless nights if you carry these stories in your heart. Knowing that children don't never deserve to be put in such situations. And the only way the systems is going to change, we have to advocate for better laws. Clean up those offices, those positions where these people are sitting back behind a desk getting a check and doing absolutely nothing. And I understand that children come up missing all over the world. So just recently, there are more children popping up missing in Detroit. We're going to get to that too. We got some stories to cover because they're out here. They're out here. Guys, I'm not going to make this a long one, but we're going to stay tuned with the updates. And when something pops up, we're coming right back. But these stories are heavy. They're truly heavy. And we're going to handle them all with respect, where respect needs to go. Absolutely, Spice. I said that man that found that suitcase, I said that man gonna have nightmares the rest of his life. Crystal says all I could think about what they went through before all of this. These babies were in hell. Absolutely. Absolutely, Crystal. And that's what hurt me the most, especially when I saw their pictures. These children didn't deserve this. But this heifer has something to answer to. She will have a hell of a price to pay. Hell of a price to pay. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to cut it short. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. We're going to stay in tune to this story. And we're going to keep the porch light on. We're going to keep doing what we're doing because these children need us. And if you guys have not hit the like button or you just forgot, please hit the like button on your way out. Have your notifications set, your reminders. Check the community wall. And that way you know when we come in live. And I wish each and every one of you all a beautiful night. PJ says, Smoker, did you hear on one of the media channels when they spoke with the police and asked why are they using resources for this case? PJ? Something is wrong. why would they ask? Why would they ask? Why are they using resources for this case? See, and that's where we have to do better. Because in certain areas, little brown and black children are just that. They're just that. Love you too, Simone. This is a lie. But we're going to pick up where we left off on tomorrow, y'all. We're going to pick up. And I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say God bless. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see you all on tomorrow night.
We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. No. Motivated from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. Full of truth and a chat full of cheer. Monkey in the seat, steady steering the ship. Every topic got depth, every comment got grip. We don't tear folks down, we just build them up. If you're moving off love, then you one of us. Know the pride in the room and the vibe so loud. Every bell in the check gon' rep that crowd. We stand tall, we rise as one. Know the bells, the work ain't done. Won't you lead from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Down in the north where the soul don't break. Mocha built the lane where the real ones stay. Ain't no faking the funk, ain't no playing for clout. You bring that mess, we gon' sort that out. But this ain't about drama, it's about love. It's about healing, it's about trust. Every child, every voice, every name in the breeze. We gon' stand for the ones no one else gon' see. So we rise tall, we rise as one. Oh, no bellows, the work ain't done. Won't you lead it from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. One mic, one tribe, one mission in mind. We protect what's right and we hold that line. It's the chat where the truth and the love collide. Where the voices don't hide and the pain gets light. We see you, we feel you, we fight for the cause.